I'm always willing to work with anyone, including the other party. We'll work on something having to do with health care. We can do a lot better. We can do great. So much money is involved, and we're willing to pay so much money to the people. So we're going to pay a lot of money to the people. They're going to go out and buy their own health care, and we're going to forget this Obamacare madness. So with all of that, I just want to tell you the country has never been in better shape. We went through this short-term disaster with the Democrats because they thought it would be good politically. And it's an honor now to sign this incredible bill and get our country working again. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. I don't know if you have questions. I think we really have a really great situation. We have a country that we love, and we have a country that's in great shape. As you know, we have over $18 trillion invested in our country by other people and countries. That's a record. There's never been a country that had so much. And that money's going into also building new auto plants, new AI plants, new everything. We've never had a time like this. Thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
What a great day.
It's a great day.
Well done, Mr. President.
Great job.
Thanks for guiding us through.
All right, President Trump and the White House staff ushering the press out of the room. He did not take any questions. A couple of things on that what he just said. He talked about reopening the government, and he blamed Democrats. But he talked about stock prices a lot. 401ks, he said prices are down, which they are not. He says he's going to give money directly to Americans to buy health care, which is a controversial idea, given that many experts say that would actually raise healthcare costs. So there's a lot there. And also his demeanor tonight struck me as defiant. I mean, understandably so, because of the government shutdown, but also perhaps because of this Epstein stuff that is sort of hovering over all of this.
I don't think he's thinking about Epstein right now. I think he's pissed off that the Democratic Party did the same deal that was on the table before the shutdown. They held Americans hostage. They hurt American families that are working. They hurt more than 1 million government workers that didn't get paychecks. They hurt families that need food stamps to put food on the table. And Democrats even voted against that by itself. This was the same exact deal that was on the table before the shutdown. So this was only about one thing.
I don't think it was the same exact
It was exactly the same deal. Even Democrats said that. There was Congress people today in the Democratic Party that said, yes, this was what was on the table at the beginning of the shutdown, before we had a shutdown. It's the same thing. So the president's on edge tonight, and I hope people understand this, because he just watched the American people be held hostage for 40 days for something stupid, for politics.
Well, one thing to note is that he takes questions all day long, to his credit. He did not take questions.
I think what we've learned tonight, which is consistent with other shutdowns, you can keep the government shut down until someone sits on a runway for 7 hours on their way home for a holiday. They get so pissed, they don't care if they're red or blue, and it hurts every politician. And that's exactly what happened in the last 48 hours. Same deal. It wasn't anything else except the transit of America got shut down and people got pissed. And they called in to the representation and said, hey, bozos, get back to Washington and turn this thing back on, you morons. And I think that's kind of important, because at the end of the day, you're elected to serve the people. And when they can't move around to see their families or do business or conduct the economy, they get pissed.
But it's pretty outrageous to me that that Donald Trump, who is the most powerful president regarding his party, the way that he can usher his party together and get them to do whatever he wants, most powerful president of my lifetime in either party. And I think he shirked his responsibility as president of the United States and leader to convene Republicans and Democrats and get a deal crafted. Because all we've done right now is kick this can down the road. We're going to be in the same problem in a matter of weeks, by the end of January, and we're going to have a healthcare issue that's going to become incredibly urgent.
Take a lot longer
right
than
now.
a week to solve that one.
Right.
Well,
And
but here's the problem.
Democrats-
Enrollment
I wanna
period is
bring up-
now, and premiums are up 200, 300%.
That's
I want to
Obamacare.
bring up the people who don't take the planes, don't have the money to take the planes, don't take flights. He just sit there and lied and talked about Democrats wanting to deprive people of SNAP.
They
Here's the
They voted.
Can
They
I
voted
finish?
to make sure they didn't get it.
I'm going to just talk over you because you're being rude.
sorry,
They
facts.
went into court to lobby the judges to make sure that they could not tap into the emergency funds that would have paid the SNAP because they wanted to use it as a negotiating tool.
And when you said
That-
they, you
that
mean
is-
the
that-
government went to
right,
court
the government.
to keep
The-
people
the-
from getting
Trump's
SNAP.
lawyers
Wait,
went
during
into
the
the
shutdown.
to
During
do
the
that.
shutdown.
Right.
You guys voted
They-
no.
they
Wait a
did
minute.
that.
The
They did
government
that.
did not need to
Exactly.
go to the court.
But here's the thing.
and
Here's
ask
the
them
thing.
to
No
stop
one
paying
will forget
benefits.
that they
Charles,
were
could you just
almost
finish your
hungry.
thought?
No one will forget that they were almost hungry. No one would that no amount,
'Cause
no,
of
amount,
Democrats.
no amount of lying is going to make you look at your health insurance going up twice or 3 times and going to make that okay because he says that the stock market is up. Because you're not in the stock market. You don't have 401k. You're just trying to straight buy. You're just trying to feed the kids and keep the lights
Charles,
on.
how many times did the
That's what's gonna
Democrats
happen.
vote
That's what's
to
gonna
approve
happen.
food stamps in the shutdown?
That's
How many
what's gonna
times
happen.
did Democrats vote
Are you
to
talking to me?
approve it? Yes, I said Charles.
Not
That's your
like
name.
that, you're not.
But
You
okay.
go ahead.
No,
but,
I'm not- no, that's a real question. He just said-
hold on
It's not a
one
question to me.
second.
Oh my gosh, it's a
Ben,
question to you.
Ben,
Not to
calm
me.
down. It's okay. You just made that
can't
same.
rewrite history.
But hold on, you just made that same point. But Charles, given what you just said, Democrats, they took the deal, and they reopened the government without actually getting what they
Yes,
sought.
right. So some
and
members-
so at the end of the day, I mean, they fought that fight, but they didn't really get a whole lot out of it.
Right, and that's where I do agree with you.
But, you know, you're
Shutdowns-
right- you're right in this
if I
context.
can finish this,
Let me give
if I
you-
got to finish this like you wanted to finish, I want to finish. I understand that part where people don't get a lot out of shutdowns ever. Whoever's holding it up, they almost never get their way. But what the Democrats did do was put a big spotlight on this fact. These guys have passed a bill that's going to jack your insurance up through the roof. And we are trying to figure out a way to slow this down and stop this from happening until it happens.
So-
Let's admit
okay.
something. In
So
all
let me-
G7 countries now, all G7, not just the United States of America, healthcare is broken. No one's
Skyrocketing
fixed
costs.
it. Nobody knows how to fix it yet because you've got an aging population lasting 20 years longer than they did in the 50s, and it's really, really expensive. So they're not going to fix it in the government shutdown in 1 week.
by the way-
Obamacare was a shot,
Yeah,
didn't work.
and look,
It's-
It didn't
hold on.
work.
I want
It didn't work.
hold on a second.
It
I want
doesn't
to
work.
hit
It worked
pause.
right there.
I want to hit pause on this conversation because we have to go to break. Kevin just made a really important point about the fact that this is a broad healthcare problem, and also the question now becomes, who is going to fix it? Is the president going to fix it,